Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to Leosophy. Got 3 new questions, gonna jump right in. What causes mutations? Um, a few things can, but the most common cause is whenever a gamete is formed, like a sperm cell, for example. Um, you've got so many genes, like it's crazy how complicated the genome of even a very simple organism tends to be. And every gene is comprised of 4 proteins, like a different sequence of code. Think of binary code for computers, but now make it 4 instead of 2. Instead of ones and zeros, you've got A, G, T, C. Yeah, A, G, T, C. Adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine, if I remember right. So you've got this string of code, of 4-digit code. Sometimes there's an error in that replication process. The 2 cells will undergo meiosis, and then in order to refill that transcription, um, it makes it sound like it's a drug that you're getting from a pharmacy. But in order to fill that out when it's replicated, certain gaps might appear, or certain instances where it'll be 2 genes that are, or not genes, but proteins that are replicated. So, like for example, let's say there's a sequence that's GATT. Sometimes it'll get replicated, the thymine, for example, and so the erroneous gene in its place will be GTTT. And at other times there'll be a missing one, so G blank TT, and then they don't know what to fill it in, so they might fill in G CTT. So that's completely changed that sequence. It's altered it, so that gene is going to be different. And the way it gets expressed depends on what this new code means. It's almost like rewriting computer code in that sense. And as per usual, you make a mistake with computer code, you get glitches. Same thing. Usually you end up with birth defects, or someone just not being able to survive at all and end up not even being a fully formed embryo, for example. But sometimes you end up with something that's advantageous. Sometimes it ends up being more useful than the pre-existing code. And that's where mutations come from, and that's the whole notion behind speciation and evolution. The idea that these changes, if they're beneficial, they keep resulting in more changes over time, more mutations happening that are beneficial, and then species end up diverging because they have become different. So, yeah, next question. Are entheogens dangerous? Short answer, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Without proper training, or even, I would say, in some instances, being raised in the culture where those entheogens are used, there's a real hazard there. And I'm not trying to make light of it, and I'm not trying to argue, drugs are bad, okay, or anything like that. But there are people who just they want to get high, and they want to use entheogens as an excuse, under the guise of spirituality. And even people who are sincere about it. I mean, very recently, and again, to reiterate, I'm not making light of it, but that's Connor Murphy thing. It could be other factors, but it seems to me that his what appears to be a very sincere desire to use ayahuasca spiritually has backfired and resulted in a real breakdown of sorts. So it is something that people should use caution with. It's not something that should be taken lightly. Just because it's something that people have used for thousands of years doesn't mean that there's no drawbacks, and it certainly doesn't mean that your average Westerner is prepared for using something like that. So yeah, it's very serious. It's not something to take lightly. Next question. Okay, is an inverted cross a St. Andrew's cross or a Satanic cross? Okay, funny question. I know exactly why I'm getting this one, or I think I do. Originally, it was a symbol of St. Andrew, and in the Roman Catholic Church, it is still a symbol of St. Andrew. It might even still be in the Orthodox Church, I'm not sure. And this is because he chose to be crucified upside down because he didn't want to be compared to Jesus. That being said, in modern culture, it does not have that meaning. It is an inversion of Christianity, and as such, it is associated with the left-hand path and with Satanism. And the reason I think I'm being asked this is because I've seen this on the internet lately. Melinda Gates, Bill Gates' wife, was wearing an inverted cross, and a lot of people immediately argued, "Well, I mean that's Saint Andrew cross." Yeah, I don't buy that for a second. Yeah, I absolutely think this was a brazen display of left-hand pathery. So yeah, I don't think that she's just like a hardcore Saint Andrew fanboy. So yeah, that's it. Like, share, subscribe, keep asking questions. Bye.